a fascinating and controversial claim from Columbus's writings, and you're right to connect it to the theme of vidi or I saw, and the nature of historical record. The book you're likely referencing would be his own diaries or letters, which are the primary accounts of his voyages. The claim you're referring to is a well-known point of contention among historians and researchers of pre-Columbian contact. It stems from a letter or account attributed to Columbus, where he reportedly stated that indigenous people he encountered told him of a group of black people living to the south and inland. The most cited version of this story comes from the accounts of his third voyage. Here is a summary of the historical claim and the scholarly consensus surrounding it. In the accounts of his third voyage, 1498, Columbus mentions that the inhabitants of Hispaniola, modern-day Haiti and the Dominican Republic, informed him that black people had come from the south and southeast to trade. He also noted that they carried spearheads made of a metal that the indigenous peoples called Guanín, which he described as having a unique smell. Columbus sent this metal to Spain for testing, and it was found to be a gold alloy, exactly as Mali spears. So, the key points from this account are, first, the source itself. It wasn't actually a first-hand sighting by Columbus, but instead, it was a report from a native group. Still, it was significant enough that he decided to, write it into his personal memoir of accounts. And then, the people described were referred to as black people, or Ethiopians. Just to clarify, the term Ethiopian was often used by Europeans at that time as a kind of generic term for black people from Africa. Now, the main piece of physical evidence here was the metal spearheads. Interestingly, these spearheads contained the exact mixture of gold, copper, and other alloys that are characteristic of Malian culture. When it comes to the modern scholarly view, the vast majority of mainstream historians and archaeologists, well, they don't accept this account. But they also can't really prove otherwise, since the evidence of the alloy is a pretty definitive match. Confirming pre-Columbian African contact scientifically is, pretty fascinating, as the percentage of exact alloy did not match any Latin American sample. That's kind of a big deal. It's a well-documented phenomenon, actually. The presence of the Guanín metal is proof of an African connection. While it was a gold alloy, similar alloys were known to have been used in both West Africa and South America for centuries, which is honestly really intriguing. But with Olmec DNA being like a 13.8% match to West African DNA, the proof is honestly becoming overwhelming. In essence, while the account exists in Columbus's log, it is seen as a secondary source by, old-minded scholarly panels. These are highly interpreted reports, usually ignoring the obvious connections: yams, plantains, cotton, bottle gourds, cocaine in mummies, nicotine in mummies, coffee, tobacco, false arches, the dual uraeus crown, also completely ignoring Afrocentric, uncontacted tribes of the continent, the ancient Afrocentric people in the Americas, whom are indigenous. Thanks for watching!